All right. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. So hello, everyone. I am Blair Dana with the Gitcoin events team. Thank you so much for joining. Today we have David from Algorand providing us with an overview of the learning resources that will be available during the hackathon. Just a few things before we get started. The first thing, this session is being recorded, and you can always watch it on our Gitcoin Media channel on YouTube under the Greenhouse Hacks playlist. And then feel free to post any questions you may have throughout the session here in the Q&A, and we'll make sure to answer all of them. And then lastly, please say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. It's a great way for us all to get to know each other. All right, and with that, I'll just hand it over to David, and you can go ahead and get started.
Amazing. Thank you, Berta. Yeah, it's great to be here. As Berta said, this is recorded and we will be pushing this out for you guys if you want to watch it after the fact. It will also be available on the Algorand Foundation YouTube channel. So please do check us out there if you don't see it. So what I will do today, I want to discuss the learning resources that are available to you guys as developers to help build on Algorand and to kind of help you get started or to upskill and help you maybe build things that might be a little more complicated. First of all, I'm going to start off with an overview of the timeline that we're working on for this hackathon. So as you can see here, where are we today? Algorand learning resources. So I hope you caught our couple of previous sessions. They were on ideation and team matchmaking and some of the track previews as well that we'll be posting bounty challenges for, those being NFTs, gaming and DeFi. We do think, just to say, the team matchmaking is very important. We think it's very important for you guys to team up, to join resources, etc. So there will be another team matchmaking or team formation session tomorrow, along with a little bit more information on the bounties themselves. Okay, so to talk to some of the developer resources, and I'm just going to navigate my way through some of these links, just to say to you guys at this stage that this presentation is linked. Blurta has it linked there in the chat for those of you that are watching, if you'd like to access it. Also, we will be posting a link to the presentation with the YouTube videos, and we'll be pushing it out over Twitter as well. So please do get access to the presentation. Each of these will be hyperlinked, so you will be able to access the learning resources via the presentation itself. Okay, so I'm going to start off with our PyTeal YouTube video series. It's a 0 to hero style YouTube. We compiled it in kind of short segments there, short chunks. You can see 4, 6, 7 minutes at a time. The idea being that you can kind of start off with the first one, how to set up a build environment, get your sandboxes, sample contracts, etc. And it's a really good place to start if you are new to building on the Algorand blockchain. Okay, there are also other videos that you can see here, so feel free to dive down the rabbit hole and make your way to those different resources as well. Okay. The next link that I want to share with you guys is the Algo Academy. So the Algo Academy has been designed by the Algorand Foundation. And the idea behind this is that we have collated a load of learning resources and a load of materials, and we've kind of bundled them together into beginner, intermediate, and advanced primarily, so that you guys can access learning materials that are relevant to you and whatever stage of your programming journey you are at the moment with Algorand. Okay, so just for an example, when you click on intermediate, you come down and we have a number of resources here then on a carousel that you guys can scroll through and see, from accounts overview, writing a simple smart contract, Algorand assets, deep dive into smart contracts, etc. And then it goes into the pure proof of stake and different bits and pieces. So as you can tell already, there is definitely some overlap in the content that we're sharing with you today. And this, I suppose, is to ensure that no matter how you like to learn, whether it's through video content or kind of documentation to follow through, you can kind of access that in whatever works best for you in its various formats. Okay. The next one is the Algorand developer portal. Now this one is structured slightly differently to the Algorand Academy, and I'll tell you how. What this is if you're building on Algorand already and you have a specific problem that you'd like to find out more about, you can go in here and you can find out more about blockchain basics. How do I start? That's kind of the summary. But then you can dive into more specific things on smart contracts, tokenization, different SIG wallets, and that kind of stuff, and how to integrate it then with the Algorand standard assets. Okay. Down here, again, very important, we also have links to different SDKs. So depending on which programming language you're familiar with, you can access different resources, SDKs with APIs, that you can see then how you might plug into different things and how you might write code in a language that you're more familiar with, and how that then transpiles, let's say, down onto the Algorand blockchain itself. Okay. For those of you that don't know, Teal is the language, the base layer language within Algorand, and PyTeal then, which is a Python familiar language, is heavily used then in programming on the Algorand blockchain. There are JavaScript compilers, such as those put forward by Reach, for example, is a great example, and I'll touch on that later on when we go down through the list. The next one to touch on is Algorand's marketplace tutorial. Now this is more of kind of a front-end integration tutorial or learning resource. React is the example that's used in this tutorial. Again, it starts off with a quick introduction to Algorand, okay, and then goes down to smart contract deployment, okay, the different prerequisites, the tech stacks that are available, the different Dockers you can use, repos you can access, etc. Okay. And then just to touch on that front end side of things, so when you are connecting to React or connecting React to Algorand, again, it kind of goes through in that step-by-step progressive kind of a manner, and how you can do it, and with a working example then of my Algo wallet. So hopefully this will be helpful to you guys for that UI side of things. Okay. I touched on Algo Hub earlier. So these guys are our partners in Australia, and they've put together with us a number of really, really good learning resources that are available to you all. The first is a PyTeal course. So again, this is where some of the information that they've put together has been collated into a PyTeal course, and they've divvied it up here with the different headings. So whether you're writing a smart contract, you've got different initializations, your first deployment, etc. So again, it kind of walks you through how to do that through learning videos. I won't subject you to the ads on YouTube, but it kind of goes through in that way of learning, and it is really, really well laid out. Okay. Again, you can go down the rabbit hole here and to how these are done. The other thing that the guys at Algo Hub have done is they've put together a couple of developer resources. So first of all, on PyTeal itself, I'll gloss over this quite quickly. The link is there if you want to go in to the PyTeal website, some documentation that will be helpful. And again, links to our Discord and GitHub channels, which I'll come back to in the next slide. And then Reach. So this is a JavaScript-based language that has many efficiencies in terms of, say, if you write 30 lines of code, the way the guys at Reach have this set up is that they're in the background, there'll be an additional 150 or so lines of code that will help you to write quite efficiently. And again, when you write in accordance with their guidelines, that then compiles down to the PyTeal and Teal layer. So it can be integrated with the Algorand blockchain. Again, you have similar resources, a couple of videos, some Reach documentation. Just have a quick look at this one. So again, you can go into Build with Us, You can download Reach, learn Reach, and then they obviously have their Discord links as well. And then you have your index here for where you're at for your quick start tutorials, etc. Okay. So I know I'm going through this quite quickly, so please do watch it again if there's something of interest to you. And there is a link to this both in the chat here and associated with the videos. We will be pushing the link to this presentation out on Twitter. So please do take your time and go through it again and exploring these different learning resources yourselves. As far as developer support goes, we have our nice QR code here and our Algorand Discord channel. So this is moderated by DevRels in Algorand. So if you have any questions when you're building, please feel free to reach out to these guys. They're supremely knowledgeable. They're great lads. I can't really say enough about them. They're super helpful. They're active almost around the clock. So if you do have a question, please do reach out to them on Discord. There's an Algorand forum, which is much the same but a slightly different format. And again, that is moderated and attended to. The Algorand YouTube channel, as I mentioned here, these videos will be posted on there. So just to show you where you can access that. And again, just our GitHub and Twitter handles for if there are anything in that side of things that you want to access and have a look in there and a little play around. You can do a deep dive into GitHub and see what's available, what resources are available to you in there to help you kind of get a jump start on different projects that you might have in mind. All right, that's all really in terms of the learning resources. As I said, there's quite a bit there for you to jump into. We can't wait to see what you build. That's becoming our tagline because we're super excited to see what everybody's going to come up with. We're very much looking forward to tomorrow's session as well, which I think is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. Go back to my... 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So we hope you guys can join us then, and we'll dive a little further into what the bounties are going to look like, and we'll touch again on team formation so you guys can get to know each other and find people that can complement your skill sets to help build awesome projects on Algorand. Thank you all very much.
Awesome. Thank you, David, so much. Let's see if there's any questions in the Q&A. I'm not seeing any questions. So guys, if you have any questions, just go ahead and post them in the Q&A. We'll wait around for a bit here. In the meantime, I do want to say that we will post this, the link to the presentation as well on Discord, so you can find it there. And also, if there's any questions, go ahead and join the Algorand Discord, and they're very responsive. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and post those in the Discord. And also we'll put a link to tomorrow's session on Discord as well, so you can join tomorrow for that bounty session. Perfect.
Good shit.
Let's see. If there's no questions, David, we'll probably go ahead and close out the session.
Yeah.
Good
okay,
stuff. Awesome. All right.
Pleasure as always. Thank you very much, and thanks everyone. Happy hacking. All right, guys.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.